kind of nonsense and put it on blast as much as possible. We have, well, first things first. Sorry about the cold, because you all know I have a bad cold and I'm working through it. But we have a fellow that goes by the name of Crow1176, aka Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. Very, very strange, very, very disturbed individual. We have been on his website exposing him for stealing, robbing, cheating his customers with basic household paints that were matching his products. Products weren't properly tested. There's just all sorts of things this guy was doing at the end of the day that were just really disturbing on how he was treating his customers. Not only that, there were just videos of customer screens washing out, um, constant lies on his products, all kinds of stuff. Deleted videos, evidence where he tried to hide information and stuff like that as in deleted videos. Multiple deleted videos. And this guy has also too has shown a very, very what do you call it, disturbing, uncomfortable obsession with me, my business, and even outside my company. He just has this obsession with us. We've shown you in demonstrations where he just makes these emojis, constantly taking pictures of the inside of wherever place or residency I'm living at. He'll constantly take pictures of me all the time and then send them back to me with little messages. We know it's you, Jamie. We know it's you. I know you try to mask under fake numbers or fake accounts. You do it all the time. We put in a hot mic into the open different live streams, and he'll come in the live streams, same kind of energy, bunches of emojis, laugh emojis, which is one of his signatures. There's certain things that he does that shows off it's him at the end of the day because there's signatures behind these particular things that he does. So Jamie is known for putting in a lot of emojis, particular emojis that he likes to use all the time when he's trying to insult someone. And he has been accused multiple times by other customers of him having a racist attitude, a very nasty racist attitude. Text messages that we received from him for court, because we do have filed charges against him for stalking. There's also criminal charges for it's considered to be a hate crime because in some of the disturbing emails he was sending to our account had some really disturbing racial slurs in it. There were other weird stuff that was in the email. It was just downright, like I said, strange. And I told you before that when we go to court, once we finish suing him for copyright infringement, because he is going to court for, again, with the CCB for basically touching copyrights, showing he has no respect for other people's stuff. He also has criminal charges coming against him, and those criminal charges, one of the charges do involve stalking. So there are multiple emails that we have from him with just some of the most weirdest things you could possibly think of. And this is something that he's known for doing. Now, mind you, we haven't talked about this guy in a while. We've been working on showing off the screens in the environment. We've been showing off gaming demonstrations on the new products, talking about new things we're working on, stuff like that. And I told you, this guy is so obsessed with me that he can't even go a couple of months without basically just sending us some weird content with him just carrying on. So this right here is a picture of the inside of my closet. I think I was looking for something for a demonstration, and I went into the closet to get something. So when I'm on camera and I'm moving about my house, this weirdo will literally go in to a video and screenshot or whatever, video capture certain things, and he will basically just repost them. He's really, like I say, he's very creepy. With that being said, and it was really disturbing behind that, is how many pictures does he have on his personal use? How many pictures does he have of his phone? So again, like I said, the guy uses some really, I warn people when we go into his forum site, this is an individual that is known for being a loose cannon. He does snap, he does go off. There was one incident, we were in a room, and he just kept typing the word loser over and over and over again. It must have been over 30, 40 times. We received emails from this guy where it was anywhere from, what was that, record breaker? Let me say record breaker was 30 minutes, 11 emails, and 30 minutes that was sent to the account. And the emails that are sent over to the court showing his obsession with us. We have messages that were coming a minute away from each other. So he's very obsessed with us. We don't do that by taking pictures of people and sending them over to him. That's very disturbing. On top of that, it's very unprofessional. So let's show you the stalker, Creepy Crow. We're going Creepy Crow. Let me show you what the picture he sent over. Very, very disturbing individual. Like I said, he said there's a lot of racial slurs that we have and of him, and some of those emails of him sending that exact same spelling of that same word, nigga. He basically has it a couple of times, and some of the fake emails that we receive from fake accounts. This is just another fake number that he made up. So basically, because this has a racial slur attached to it, this is going to be sent to my lawyer for court. Also, again, as always, they do a trace on the number. It always comes up under his IP address. So just to show you that some of the stuff that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but I don't really buy it. I deal with it because, like I said, something I have to go through in the industry, especially when you're African American and you do this for a living. You are going to basically be faced with people that are going to be calling you some really nasty stuff. So, does it bother me? No, because it just shows at the end of the day how ignorant this person is, and then he has some mental problems at the end of the day. But I guarantee you, when we get all this information all together, after we sue you in court for touching my copyrights, and we proceed with the criminal charges, I guarantee you that I will strongly suggest to my attorneys and have my attorneys strongly suggest to the judge that you not only get some jail time for your nonsense or even carrying on and acting up, but you will also undergo a 302, which is psychiatric evaluation, as soon as possible, because you are an extremely disturbed individual and you do need some help. You really do. But we know this is you. This is your signature. This is what you do. Because in the emails that were traced back to your IP address, those emails had the exact same energy and the same signature. I don't know why this guy feels that if he comes at us with a fake number, we're not going to figure out exactly who he is. This is the same individual, like I said, if you go to the blacklist, who got busted for products matching house paint and continues to sell the exact same products to his customers as if this never even happened. So, Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, is that what you call yourself? That's your real name? You are a very disturbed and sick individual. I would appreciate it if you didn't take pictures of me inside of my place. God knows what you do with my pictures. And you need to seek some kind of help at the end of the day, because there is something clearly wrong with you. And if you choose that you can't, I don't know, figure out if you don't feel like you don't have a problem at the end of the day, then when we go to court, I will make sure, and my attorneys will make sure, after we file the lawsuit, when we go back for criminal charges, I will make sure that they basically mandatory give you some kind of a psychiatric evaluation. There is something clearly wrong with you. You're strange. No one else does this. I've been in the business for over 12 years, and I've never, ever seen one person ever do anything this creepy. And we know it's you. You're the only one who does this kind of nonsense. The only two people that we have a discussion with in screen paint, that we conflict with, who again does not carry themselves correctly, who makes screen paint, who sells screen paint, is Danny. That's one. And the other one is Jamie. These are only two people. There is nobody else that we talk about. Only two people, Danny and Jamie. Solid Wake 5 does not make screen paint. The other ones don't make screen paint. I know their signatures. We know who they are. We have traced their numbers. Jamie's going to court for some very serious stuff. And his emails were traced in the process to figure out where those emails came from. They came from your IP address, buddy boy. You have a certain signature on how you write things, how you do things, and you have a habit of displaying certain kinds of emojis. You do it in your own messaging. We watch it all the time. It's like a telltale sign. And this is your signature. It's written all over it. And I told you, it's why the customer who came in, who did the whole, calling him a racist, Jamie S. is a racist. There's something wrong with you, man. It burns you up. It burns you up to know that we got storefronts coming up for the company. It burns you up to know that we got investors coming in. It burns you up to watch our technology push off like this. It burns you up to know that at the end of the day, that the black technology is the future. If you're so upset about this, how about you just make a black screen paint? Oh, that'd be too much work, too much testing. You don't even test your own stuff at the end of the day. Half of your stuff is matching house paint. To show how dishonest you are, if you ever come up and tell people in the day that I'm an honest person, I don't cheat my customers, guess what? That's going to be used against you in court. We can clearly show videos of you on YouTube matching the house paint. The judge will look at that and he can clearly see that there's no difference in those products. And I can say, Your Honor, this man is so dishonest that he's still selling these products on his website. And we can show proof of evidence that you're still selling, even receipts that we have purchased from you. Not only that, we can also show the courts proof that you've also not only violated our copyrights, but you even stole the name Frankenstein, profited off of it, made money off this name, and did not pay them any royalties for making money off their name. All this is going to come up in court. It's not just the copyrights. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going to come up in court, showing what kind of person you are. And in those disturbing emails that they did the trace on, they found out that this came from your IP address. Also, when we come back in for criminal charges, we will request, strongly requesting, mandatory psychiatric evaluation. That you be kept. You're going to jail anyway for basically for the stalking and the death threats and racial and all that nonsense. You're going to jail for that anyway. You're going to need some time for that anyway. But we want to make sure that you're put into a special facility because there's something wrong with you. And we can prove that you're basically not all together. Remember, I've been in rooms with this guy, and this guy broke down and snapped in a room and wrote the word loser over 30 to 40 times over and over again. We can show the court that. Unhealthy behavior. We have you. We have live chats of you in rooms of you sending the same type of emojis, carrying on the same energy. We have recordings of hot mics. We open up the mic, we let this guy come in, and he comes in with multiple accounts carrying on same energy. We've been building a case on you just for that. And you just come in here and do this stuff. This doesn't bother me. This doesn't hurt me. It doesn't disrupt my day or mess my day up. It just shows that you're a very disturbed individual. But what's even more creepier is that the fact that you take pictures of me and you basically repost them and send them back or make emojis. We can show the courts where you made multiple emojis, which in order to do that, you would have to be capturing my pictures. You have to be taking my pictures to do that. That is creepy. Very, very creepy. It's cringy and creepy that you take the time out. And I've heard people say, what is wrong with this guy? This guy obsessed with you. He's in love with you. He would take the time out to take our pictures and turn them into these weird little characters and send them. That's creepy. You're a grown man. How old are you, like in your 50s or something? So you think about that. You're a grown man taking another man's pictures off his YouTube channel, turn it into these little creepy little poses, and then sending it back to him. You get off on that or something? Because that's weird. There's a difference between, people are going to talk and do stuff, they're just going to talk trash back and forth. But when you get to the point you're taking pictures of people and you're altering them to make them look like something else, and that's creepy, dude. Who knows what other kind of creepy stuff that you have sitting on your cell phone or hidden of your computer of how you have me styled or positioned, and you're weird. Only one can think of how weird you are. So look, I take a little time out of my day. I'm not going to go through your website because I need my brain cells. I got to work today. We all know what kind of person we are. You are. You know, you do cheat, you do rob, you do steal from your customers. You can clearly say that you don't. Well, guess what? You have product on your website, as I said before, matching you in videos, literally ripping off your customers. We have policies you have set up on your website, strictly designed, rip off your customers. You have a website at the end of the day that clearly shows that you have no idea what you're talking about. It's just a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo all over your website. Like you literally don't know what you're talking about. And you have products that are literally outdated and so old. You haven't made anything new, haven't designed anything new. It's just an absolute mess. Instead of you going in and cleaning up the mess, instead you going in and apologizing to your customers for ripping them off and continue to rip them off at that. Excuse me. I need to stop it. Finish this, wrap this up. You're just all around not a good individual. You're a very nasty individual. And again, knowing that you're going to be getting sued, he is getting sued. He's getting sued for the copyright infringements. This guy was sent a cease and desist order. The judge knows this. We sent you an order out to tell you to back down and to cool it, and this guy just continued on, which means you have no respect for your own family. You're not even a man at the end of the day. I can say that honestly. You are not a man at the end of the day. Anybody else in that situation would have clearly backed down, knowing that the consequences that were coming, that this could involve and inflict pain on their family. Does Jamie stop when he's given a warning? Nope. He does not. He does not stop at all. He just continues to move forward with stupidity nonsense. And because of that, he ended up getting slammed with a lawsuit because he just refused to acknowledge the fact that he needs to back down and shut the freak up, and he refused to do it. So now he has turned around and he has put his family in jeopardy of losing everything. He's going to be homeless when we get done with him. Jamie owes us a serious amount of money. So this is how we know from the door that you don't have any respect for your own family. You can't call yourself a man at the end of the day because you can't even provide for your own family now. Let me see what we have here. Yeah, it's a weird guy, man. I'll show you something real quick, and I got work to do this morning with some things we're going to be doing today. But we do this to put him on blast because he needs to be put on blast because, again, I don't allow this nonsense to go. I don't allow for this nonsense to go unnoticed. Right, that's our follow-up documents. We're going to go in and file for that. Documents for CCB. Right there. I had to update information on my complaint. That was very interesting right there. I know how to do these things now. It's pretty easy. Matter of fact, we got to file another one. We have to file a second one for the Black Series edition that was also too violated. And we have to file for that one too. So here we are. This is our claim. As I said before, this individual is going to be going before the CCB. He's going before the CCB for copyright infringements. In the copyright infringement, as I said before, how serious this is, this fellow felt the need to go in and use our copyrights without our permission. There's actually several people actually that are being sued for touching the copyrights. But we had to show proof to the courts that he went in on this website, Wix, and touched those copyrights, displayed our copyrights without any form of permission. And with that being said, because of this, he's going to be sued up to $30,000. Not mine. It would be $30,000 if he were to touch the copyrights one time, right? It's a $30,000 lawsuit, right? It's a small claims court. There's no lawyers involved in that. But Jamie felt the need to go in and touch the copyrights over 16 times, including when they went to his website, they also saw where he actually displayed it again. They saw that firsthand themselves. So, with that being said, because it's called willfully, that means now the fine goes up to $150,000 per offense. You hit my copyright 16 times. This is the docket number. It's real. It's legit. He's going to court. And when you sit before that judge, Mr. Fernando, the judge is going to ask you one simple question. He's going to ask you, did you get permission from us, our company, to use our copyrights without our permission? And if you sit in court under oath and you lie, don't do this, because you can get into a lot of trouble. I understand on YouTube, if you think it's fun and games, this is extreme. This is serious. You need to take this extremely serious. You know, this is not a joke. You're going to court. All this is real. This is not YouTube playland. This is real. You understand me? You're under oath. So if you go in that courtroom, and I've been to before, this ain't the first time I've sued people for copyrights. I know exactly what's going to happen in there. So when that judge asks you for that permission slip, you better say no. Because if you say yes, they're going to ask for evidence, and you're going to dig an even deeper hole. And you're known for doing this kind of stuff to yourself. Don't do this. I'm giving you some advice. Don't do this. Just bite the bullet and say no, you didn't have permission. And then what they're going to do is they're going to reward me. They're going to count off how many times that you violated the copyright and what the judgment is going to be. Do you have any idea how much 16 times $150,000 is? It's quite a lot. That's what you'll be paying back to me. Now, after that, when all that's done, I'm going to go upstairs to a section in that building, and I'm going to file for something called execution of judgment, which means I have an order from the courts stating that I got this kind of money from you. So I'll go over to that department, I'll submit my information, documents, or whatever, and pay whatever that I need to pay, and they will tell me they will get a percentage of what they collect from you. Their job is to enforce on the judgment, to make sure we get our money. Even though we know you don't have it all, but to get as much of it as they possibly can. So this is where they're going to be coming to your address with California police to go into your residency, to take things out of your house, to remove cars or bikes or whatever you have at the end of the day, to take all that to a flatbed and take it to an auction house and sell your stuff off to give me back my money. And then you're going to get another letter that will come to you telling you that your income tax, but your paycheck will be garnished, which means some of that money comes to me. Anything you make off YouTube, anything you make, I get a percentage of that now. Now, this is what's going to hurt you the most. You're married. Guess who else carries over to that lawsuit? Your wife. You know, you're both are to join together on everything. You're also joined together on lawsuits, which means I can go in and I can garnish her check too. I also can remove stuff out of the house that belongs to anybody. Doesn't make a difference. It can be her, your kids, whatever. I can remove it from the house because you owe me money at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. And we can show tons of YouTube videos to the judge of all the stuff that you've been purchasing and buying and bragging about. Oh, we made sure we got all that information. Every time you did a review on buying speakers, anything, we got everything. So if you go before a judge and say, oh, I don't have any, oh, this guy's on YouTube bragging about all this stuff he has. You're done. That's what I mean by you are finished. And I have to go to a special lawyer to get your income tax, which I have no problem with doing that. We can garnish his income tax. We can take your income tax. Not all of it. We can take some of it. We get a percentage. So anything you make, anything you get in heritage, whatever, you're going to give me some of that. And then what's going to happen is if you can't pay me the full amount of what you owe me, this collects interest. You know that. It does collect interest. You can literally alone just be paying us the interest and still not even touch the debt. Now, that's just our lawsuit. You have another suit coming up with the Copyright Board because they have their own rules and regulations and penalties for touching that copyright. Theirs are a little bit more brutal. Theirs are $250,000 to $500,000. You ever get a VCR tape and pop that in there and see that little thing pop up and say, hey, if you copyright this or touch this at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen to you. That's coming from them. That's what they're saying they're going to do to you. And theirs does involve jail time. That's how much trouble this guy literally got himself into. I understand you want to get on YouTube and you want to do your little chicken dance and talk back and forth and strut. No, Jamie, this is real, man. This is actual real. Go look up your docket number. It's a court case. It has a court and docket judge. All that's attached to it. That is real. This is actually going to happen. There's someone going to come to your house to serve you. He's going to come to your job. He's going to come to your house. He don't care if you're out with your kids. He don't care. He's going to come any given day at a time. He's even going to switch it up and make a game out of it. You're going to get served. Telling you got a court notice to be in court. That's the first one. That's the first of many. He has two more lawsuits coming after that. You have another one for basically for the penalty for the batch number. You wanted to purchase our product, did you not? You also signed for the product. I have a signature with your name signing for the product from the United States Postal Service showing you signed for this product. So you did receive it. And even though this product had a batch number attached to it showing that the product was working perfectly fine, even though a customer presented itself showing that the product was working, even in the PayPal transaction receipt shows there's not one return on this item that you claim that this product was faulty, you continue to go on YouTube and slander this product. That's another lawsuit coming at you for small claims court. That's for $12,000. You're going to have to prove in court that that item that came out of a 5-gallon container came out the way you claimed it came out. If you can't prove this, this is a $12,000 fine. Now, at the end of the year, you're going to civil court. That's a little different. This is where you're going to be requested to have an attorney present because this is a $1 million lawsuit coming at you. This is a lawsuit we're going to be suing Jamie for fraud. Jamie went in and did a ton of demonstrations against our products, claiming that our products were so dark they couldn't be seen. Continued to slander our products for an additional almost 5 years. This is going to carry it could carry more than $1 million. It could carry $3 or $4 million could pop up on this. It depends what the lawyers are going to go for. But you're going to have to show proof of all receipts. If you claim that you got this from another individual, you're going to have to show proof. Mind you, anything you say in court is called hearsay. So you have to have evidence and proof that this actually did happen. So do we. But we can show proof of your video demonstrations. We can show proof of multiple emails and how you slandered our product. We can show proof on all of that. You're going to have to show receipts that you did order this product, you did an honest review against the product, and you're going to show proof that the product did come out the way you claimed in all your videos. If you cannot prove this, this is going to be a couple $1 million. They're going to hit you, and there is going to be jail time behind that one, definitely. You'll be going back to court for criminal charges. This involves the emails, disturbing emails we received, and the copyright claims. In those emails, we have racial slurs. In those emails, we have sexual content. In those emails, we have death threats. Those particular emails right there are going to involve criminal charges. This is where we're going to request and show a history that we've been building on you and basically taking you back and forth to court to clearly show that you're not only unstable to your family and your friends, but you're unstable to yourself. We can show proof of that. Emails, messages, live chats, everything. We can show proof of how you carried yourself in the same way energy that you put out on that message is the same energy we see in chat rooms, very disturbing messages, stuff like that. We can show that bottom line that you are an unhinged individual and that we are requesting psychiatric evaluation immediately. Now, you do know once a judge orders this, you're in there. You know how hard it is to get out of a facility like that? And keep in mind, because you'll be in that facility, they will be administering medication. So you know this is what's going to happen. Your life is over. You're done. It's going to be pretty bad. I told you in 2023, when we first started, I said this before I even filed before I even filed the lawsuit. I said it's not going to be a good year for you. It's going to be extremely bad because we knew it was coming. There's no way out of this, Jamie. You have literally painted yourself into a small little corner. There's no way out of this. What are you going to say to a judge? What could you possibly say in your defense to help you? Making a claim to this is a special court for copyrights. If you go in there and say, well, his copyrights don't belong to him, you're talking to the copyright board. You're going to explain to a judge that specializes in that field that the United States government issued us 2 copyrights, and in those copyrights, they basically gave us somebody else's copyrights, and it belongs to them and not us. Do you have any idea how serious a claim that is? That's an extremely serious claim. So that's not going to happen. That's going to damage you on your defense is going to damage it extremely bad. I would suggest you not saying that. So you don't have permission, which we know you don't have. We did send you an order from an attorney asking you, cease and desist order. Let's see, where's these little controls in for this stuff? Watching a cooking show, people. Back here. Don't know what remote control we got going on. We run 2 projectors at the same time here. And he's talking about food and everything else. Listen to people. Let me know it's reduced. What you do, my friend? Which one are you? And you think? There we go. And you're watching this cooking show. But anyway, as I said before, you have nothing to help you out in this, man. You're done. You do know if you lose the civil lawsuit, you'll be paying for my attorney's fees. My attorneys are not cheap. They're going to be very expensive. And you're going to have to pay for the cost of your attorneys and court costs and all that. So it's pretty much done. We've given this guy opportunities. Multiple times I backed away from suing this guy. And the reason why, Jamie, because I'm more of a man to your family than you are. I know that hurts. I know you feel that's a low blow, but it's actually true. Because, Jamie, it's because at the end, the reason why I didn't file this lawsuit against you is because I felt sorry for your family. Because instead of you being a man at the end of the day and going in, and we sent you the order telling you to back down from Crystal Edge Technology Screens. It's right there in the order from the attorneys. They told you if you didn't back down, a lawsuit will be filed against you. It's right there. It was sent to you. You are fully acknowledged of this document that was sent to you. And did you listen? No, you didn't. You still continue, even though you're going to court, you still continue to send dumb stuff to us. There's something wrong with you. We can literally chalk that up as there's something seriously wrong with you. And I would not advise anyone to ever buy anything from him until he shows a clean bill of health, because he's not stable. There's something wrong with him. I've been in business over, like I said, 12 years. I have never, ever seen anybody do the weird stuff and creepy stuff that you do at the end of the day. I've seen people act like Partey, send nasty death threats and all that stuff and emails and all with his letter. That's another thing too. We got criminal charges being filed against Danny Boy for basically the email you sent us with all the nasty death threats you have. And you learn dumb enough, this guy has his freaking his website, Instagram account, and Facebook attached to the email. You guys are idiots. I swear you can't be any dumber than dumb can be. Gee whiz, you guys are stupid. Silent Wake 5 takes a picture and a thumbnail with fake receipts committing fraud against their company. He has a lawsuit coming toward him. He's going to civil court. We're suing him for $2 million. Man, Matthew, we found out the container was yours. You're going to court at the end of the year, suing you for $2 million for committing fraud against their company. Yeah, you guys are not doing well. You're really not doing well. It's going to be a very bad, not only bad year, but from then on in, it's going to be really bad for you guys. And then Jamie, look at this, man. Look at this. Gonzalez, you're going to court. And you got no way to defend yourself. Why do you think we sent you out the document? We sent you out the document. You took it for a joke. We sent that document to you, number one, to see if you had any common sense, which you knew you didn't have any. But also, too, to show the courts that we did warn you this was going to happen. And you still continued on after that. And like I said, I'm more of a man to your family than you are. You can get mad about that all set. You can get mad. It is true. Because I could have filed this a long time ago. I had over 4 years of statute of limitations on you to file against you. I could have been filed all this stuff against you. You produce so much raw, fresh content of stupidity. We had plenty of time. Any given time, we could have filed a lawsuit against you. It isn't something like you did 4 years ago and we ran out of time. You just kept doing it. Kept touching our copyrights, kept doing this, kept doing that. You kept doing it, thinking nothing was going to happen to you. And you didn't even think about your family at all, period. And even when we sent you the letter from a lawyer, a real lawyer, not a lawyer sitting in a backyard, which is completely fake, we sent you out to a real attorney, sent out telling you to back down. Did you think about your family in the process? Anything at all? No, you didn't. So you're not a man at the end of the day. You don't know how to take care of your own family. I showed more compassion for your family than you did, and they're not even mine. Anyone else who asked me in the day, and the customers I talked to sat there and said, how come you haven't filed a lawsuit against this man? Because I don't want his family to go through that. It's going to be a nightmare for them. But when I saw you touching the copyrights over and over again, enough was enough. I said, okay, that's it. We'll file a lawsuit. And I filed it. Now you're going to court. You're going to come home penniless. How are you going to explain that to your family that you can't support them anymore? Because you owe somebody a serious amount of money. And that's not even the end of your financial woes. You still have 2 other lawsuits popping out, including criminal charges. Your freedom's going to be taken from you. Gee whiz, like I said, any real man at the end of the day who would have seen this nightmare coming toward his family would have basically swallowed his pride and defended his family. He would have took the hit. He would have came back humble and said, look, this is getting out of hand. I do apologize, such and so and so. I don't want any part of this. I do not want to get sued. He would have basically taken that letter and at least did something correct out of it. He would have said, I'm not bothering with this, and shut things down. Not you. You just went on with it. You can't go to court and cry in front of the judge and sit there and say, I got a family to take care of. And I got to. No, you had an order right there telling you to back down. The judge can say, look, the man sent you an order to tell you to back the freak down. Why didn't you listen to the letter? That's what arrogance will get you. Arrogance and all that other pride and nonsense that you have at the end of the day, that's what it'll get you. Oh, well. And then you're still stalking and sending me weird pictures and stuff. You're a creepy, creepy individual. There is not one picture, not one. Show me any pictures of me ever with my legit email attached to it, anything, anything. I'll bring it to court. Anything you feel that I'm doing these things, bring it to court. They'll have to do a trace on those emails. Knock yourself out. Bring them. I don't care. The reason why I can say that with confidence is because I don't send you stuff like that. That's creepy. And then to think about it, you're taking pictures. I sat there and sat on camera one time when I was moving about. So let me go put something on a little bit better, because I got a weirdo who basically goes in and takes pictures out of my videos and he sends them back to me. That is so cringy and creepy on so many levels. It is not even funny. We haven't said anything about you. We've been working on our things over here, and this guy's just been obsessed. So you're a creepy, creepy dude. And if you show this kind of energy toward us, God knows what kind of energy you send back to your own customers if they basically tick you off or bother you in the wrong way. Jamie, you have to understand the situation you have put yourself in. When you got mad at me one time, we're doing a live stream. This guy posted pornography in his website, on his business website. Do you know how bad this will look? I know you're not a big company as them, but you have to treat your business as if it is. Can you imagine you're being on Best Buy's website and you're buying a TV in there and you're in a chat with one of their representatives, and one of them representatives decides to show porno to you? Do you know how bad that looks for the company itself, Best Buy? That person that's in that chat room represents that company. That's who you represent when you're in that message board. You represent your business. I'm talking directly to the owner. And when you're in there sending emojis of me, of pictures that you've taken off my account to turn into your own little personal, twisted, little sick artwork to send it back to me, that's cringy and creepy. Now imagine you're on Best Buy and somebody does that. They go into your own personal pictures and they send you back pictures of you in these weird poses and these weird characters. You would find that the most cringiest thing ever. You're like, you know what, I gotta be a lawyer because that's really weird. You can sue someone for that. That's creepy. I know you're probably sitting back laughing about this because, again, you know, this guy would sit back and laugh and joke about it, but again, doesn't care about his family, don't care about anybody else but himself. But like I said, it's creepy, dude. And then the typing in loser 30, 40 times in the emails. We have emails coming in a minute away from each other. You typed in per minute an email. And then the most disturbing set we saw was 11 emails in 30 minutes. That's creepy. There's no way in the world you can make accounts that fast, which means you must have backup accounts. Yeah, well, Jamie, look, I will see you in court. You will know when the court day comes up because I'll receive it on my end telling me what day we got to go to court. And also, too, someone will be coming out to your residency to serve you. If you choose to ignore this individual, he'll probably pretty much at the end just post it to your door. But chances are he's going to catch you sooner or later. They're going to watch you when you come outside your door because they want to have to come and put this in your hand to serve you. Even if you don't take it, it doesn't make a difference. The court date still goes on. It's just to summon you to let you know that there's a court date coming on. We can have it with or without you. It doesn't make a difference. So with that being said, it's kind of like a damned if you do and damned if you don't. I would suggest you show up because, again, even though you're going to lose, at least shows that you tried to make an effort. If you don't show up, we can easily use that against you in the next couple of lawsuits because we can say, look, the fellow was being sued. He never even showed up. So don't do that. Don't give us any more ammunition that we already have. So I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to give you little pieces of information trying to help you out. So I just have to know that when I'm on camera, that I just have this little creepy dude behind a computer or a cell phone or wherever you're at, copying and taking my pictures and basically sending them back to me. Whew. Creepy. It's a creepy dude, man. Does your wife know you do this nonsense at the end of the day? I'll tell you one thing. You probably end up might getting a divorce out of this. I told you this might happen. His wife might end up divorcing him. Reason why is because if she divorces him, we can't sue her. We can't sue her because she's not tied to him. And I've seen it happen in lawsuits. I've seen people literally basically drop wedding rings and walk out of court, all kinds of stuff. You could literally end up losing your relationship over this. Because again, what woman in their right mind, unless she knows you're doing this dumb nonsense, then she's all in well, welcome to a lawsuit, which we don't care. But what woman in their right mind, she's going to put her kids first before you. This is how a woman thinks. She's going to put her kids before you. If she felt you being the man of the house put her family in jeopardy of being sent to poverty for the rest of their lives, she is going to divorce you. That's what's going to happen. And if she does so, we don't file a lawsuit against her. So that's the pressure I just put on for you today. If she divorces you and she walks away from you, and she takes her kids away from you and she walks away from you, we don't file against her. We can't file against her. It doesn't make a difference. We just can't because, again, she can clearly go to a judge and say, look, Your Honor, I had no idea he had these activities going on. I knew he was having a conflict with this individual. I didn't know how bad they were. I didn't know how he was carrying. She can literally clearly say that. And because of his actions and because of my responsibility to my kids at the end of the day, I filed for divorce. Oh, yeah, I've seen it happen. So let's see. But anyway, until then, for you to cry and whine about how, we're coming at you and attacking you, dude, no, we gave you plenty of time. Told you not to touch things. We sent you out letters, warning you this was going to happen, and you didn't listen at all, period. And I can honestly say, at the end of the day, you're not a man to your own family. You're not even a man at the end of the day. You had the ability to be able to stop this nightmare. We gave you the opportunity. And like I came in and filed a lawsuit against you, didn't give you any warning, and just bam, took you into court and sued you, blah, 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 blah. Didn't even give you a chance to even say, hey, look, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong for what I did. We gave you plenty of time. We can show the court that. We gave you plenty of time. And the judge ever sits there and says to me in court, Mr. Bird, how come you didn't file this sooner? Because I felt sorry for the man. I felt he has a family at the end of the day. And I tried to give him the opportunity to go in and back down from his nonsense. So that way we don't have to file a lawsuit and his family wouldn't have to suffer for this. We even sent him out a court order from our lawyer and cease and desist order telling him to back down. And he refused to do so. And this is the result of me trying to basically work it out with this guy. You're done. You're finished. My goodness, I've never seen people, like I said, I've seen people do dumb stuff, but at least the people I've done business with, we've had little conflicts back and forth. The minute attorneys have gotten get involved, both parties have common sense at the end of the day. Okay, you know what? We don't need to come to this. It's getting crazy. It's getting out of control. I'm going to go my way. You go your way. Boom. That's the end of it. That's it. Not you. You don't earn nothing. Let me see. Don't learn a darn thing. $16 times $150,000. Jamie, do you know how much money that is? That's $2.4 million. It's a lot of money. I told you it's going to be really, really bad. It's called willfully. I learned all that when I was going through all the documents. I'm very thorough on how I do things. Sorry about that, people. I'm very thorough on how I do things. So I read through all of what goes on in CCB. I read on what different penalties, what you can be sued for, what we can get out of you, stuff like that. I read through all that. Because when I go anywhere and anything I do, anything I talk about, anything, I like to know what I'm talking about. I don't like to walk into a situation and know nothing. I like to be well informed and educated on that particular topic before I walk into that particular situation. So if you had basically only touched the copyright one time, that's a lawsuit for 30 grand. If you hit it 3 times, they don't consider that, 2 times they don't consider that to be willfully. But 16 times? And then we show evidence of videos of you in the middle of live streams showing off these copyrights. You yourself showing off the copyrights in the middle of live stream. That's one of the reasons why we had to go back in and we had to put some more information, because they wanted to know what media site was allowing this to go on. Who was allowing, what platform was being used. This is why I told you in the long run, Wix is possible. Wix is getting a lawsuit, because it's one of the things they've requested, that they needed to know where the source started and where it was coming from. And one of the sources we put down was YouTube, Facebook, and the other one was basically Wix. So later on, we go to court and we file a lawsuit against Wix. We can show that we actually sued an individual that was basically an account holder for Wix, and they lost in the lawsuit, and Wix was responsible also too for allowing this individual to continue on. They also asked us also in those documents, did we contact Wix? Did we send them information? Did we inform them? Yes, we did. We showed tons of documents. I was sending information back and forth to Wix, even with responding back with representatives, with ticket numbers, also to talking about the incidents that were going on. Did Wix remove the content? No, Wix did not remove the content. The content is still there. They also went into the site and looked around and saw what was on the site. Clearly showing that Wix did not do anything and what do you call it, enforcing their copyright infringement policies that they have on their website to protect their individuals. Now that's another lawsuit we have coming up a little bit later on, and that involves our lawsuit against Wix, our lawsuit maybe against YouTube, because we can show where these particular platforms allow this individual to go on, even though we have basically sent information to them warning them that this was actually happening. So yeah, thank you for making me a lot of money, because that's pretty much what's going to come out of this. We know you don't, we'll get some out of you, but not everything. Yeah, hey, you little monster. Would have been 90,000. That'd be 120,000 if that was at that 4. 150,000 if that was 5. I can add it up in the back of my head anyway. So that's what that would run. At least would be about a couple 100,000, 120, 130. If they did it by 30s, but once you reach a certain line, it's called willfully. And once you hit willfully in that particular category, then it goes up from 30,000 to 150,000. It clearly shows that you were fully responsible. You knew exactly what you were doing when you committed these actions. You were fully aware and knowledgeable of what you were doing to begin with when you actually were touching the copyrights. So that's why it goes into the category of willfully. Willfully carries a $150,000 fine, and you did this per offense at around 16, so that's $2.4 million. With interest. And keep in mind, you're talking about a collector, a debt collector, who's going to get some of that money. And the people they hire to make sure to get that money, they get some of that too. And guess what? They're going to come for you. Sheriff's Department and all, right to your front door. And they're going to clean your place out. Doesn't make a difference if you show rich. They don't care. They don't care. They came to get their money. That's why we hired them. You win the lottery, you get an inheritance, it's mine. That's a huge amount of money that you literally going to have to pay me back. There's no way in the world on God's green earth you can pay that back. And then you have multiple lawsuits that are going to stack on top of that. That's going to be craziness, man, that you're going to have to be the payback. If you don't have it, they're going to get it. And don't bother signing things into other people's accounts and names. Don't do that, because that'll get you even in more trouble at the end of the day. Because those guys, when they come in to check, they're going to check. They're going through your banking accounts. They're going to find every single money trail. And they find out you transfer. Oh, that's going to get you even in more trouble. Because you got to deal with them jokers at the end of the day. You're not dealing with me anymore. I don't have nothing to do with this at this particular point. I want a judgment. My job is to get these guys to go in and get it done. That's what their job is to do. And they're going to get that money. So that's why I try to avoid going down the road with this, because, again, you know, it's pretty bad when you got strangers coming in and out of your house taking your stuff from you. How does one look to your wife? How do your kids, your neighbors? We're all going to see that go down. That's embarrassing. Well, you can't get mad at me because, again, I gave you the opportunity to back down and you refuse to take it. Man, I swear, I don't understand people. I really don't. Really don't understand them. Give them the opportunity, they don't even take it. You're going through all this, Jamie. You're going through a lot right now, and you know you're still sending me creepy pictures. You know what's going to happen to those documents, that picture, right? I already forwarded that to the attorney's office. They already got the forward on that. You can go make all the fake numbers you want. Doesn't make a difference. They can trace all of that. You even sent that through Wix. Even they got a trace on that. Gee whiz, man. It's just, man, something wrong with you. Let me see what we got here. I just don't know that. Sorry, people. Now, see, this is my email over here. I told you I don't talk trash, I'm backing it up. Do you see what that says at the bottom? That is a official patent. Yeah, my stuff is patent. Just because you can't go to public records, you do. Here's what I said: you guys got to learn how to crack books at the end of the day. Those are documents for patents on our technology. You have options when it comes to patents and copyrights and all that stuff. You can make it public notice, and you can make it not public notice. Sometimes I choose not to make it public notice, so I know people want to do dumb stuff at the end of the day, and we can basically catch them in lawsuits for doing dumb stuff. You have that option, whether you make it public or not. Just because you can't find it doesn't mean it's not there. Documents right there from my attorneys and basically from LegalZoom of showing us basically submitting and filing documents for patents. So all those you did dumb stuff like trying to reverse engineer stuff, you got lawsuits coming this year. This is why we're watching videos from YouTube disappear, because people know we're coming. And there are attorneys on YouTube going through accounts looking for you guys. And Jamie is going to be the perfect example of the 3 individuals, or I think 4 now, that we're taking to court that we're suing. Jamie's a perfect example of what's going to happen to you. The only difference between everybody else is that they're removing them. We're not going after them once you remove it. But the difference between you guys is we have so much evidence that you will be going to court and you will be following the same guideline as Jamie. When we get done with Jamie, this is going to be a reflection pond to show you what's coming for you. Let me see here. Draft. Here's this for here. A5 draft. Okay. Here's the law firm right here. Let me just send this over to the copyright board. Sorry about that. This is a legal letter that was sent to Jamie for a cease and desist order. There you go. There's the docket number right there. That's my address. That's Jamie's old address, which he put another fake address. It doesn't make a difference if you put an address or real. Doesn't make a difference, buddy. We sent you out that letter. That's the date when it was sent. That's the law firm that sent out the letter. And we know you received it. You responded back with sent certified. Whatever address you put up there, at the end of the day, you knew where it went to because somebody contacted you and told you that a certified letter from an attorney came to you. And I'm pretty sure you went and you looked over it. I'm going to print this out today too. So in this document, it clearly tells you that to back down from touching her stuff. Here's the attorney's signature, which will have no problem testifying in court, of him stating that the law firm did send out that document to you, telling you to back down or you would be sued. And there is the docket number and information, phone number, all that's there. So you can't go to court and cry and whine and say, "Oh, he never warned me. He never told me this was going to happen. Like it's my first time." No, it's not. They already have all that already. All right. There's nothing else to say here. I gotta get past this cold and all because I got work to do. Only thing I can say to you, don't get too attached to your stuff. You really just don't. At all, period. I know that everything you have in the house, even your collection, is not worth $2.4 million. It's not enough. You're not going to be able to pay it. There's no way you're going to be able to pay that kind of money. But that doesn't make the difference you pay or not. If I can strip everything from you and you have nothing left, you still have to pay me at the end of the day. It doesn't make a difference whether or not you have nothing left at all. Maybe you have to work a couple of jobs. I don't know. But you're going to have to pay that money. So, you figure it out. That's not my problem right now. Like I said, sending me dumb messages and all that stuff, that's not helping you at all, period. That's just hurting you, man. You're just doing too much. You're hurting yourself. That's what you're doing. You're just hurting yourself. That's all you're doing. So, you can sit on camera, you can laugh and joke all you want, and strut back and forth and carry on like a proud chicken in the middle of a courtyard or whatever. Long story, Jamie. The YouTube clowning, it comes to an end. You can't do that in that area over there in that courtroom. This is real life. You take that extremely serious. And then when you sit there and say, "Let me talk to my lawyer," oh, great goodness, man. You got to crack a book before you get on YouTube and start running your mouth. This is small claims court. There are no attorneys in small claims court. There's attorneys when you get to civil court. That's when you have attorneys involved. This joker sat there in the middle of a chat and sat there and said out of his mouth, "Well, you get your attorney to contact me." I'm like, gee whiz, dude, you watch. Even in TV, if you watch freaking Judge Judy, any one of them, those are small claims court. That's what that is. That's small claims court. Except for the difference is not going to be a bunch of people sitting behind us. It's going to be judge, me, you. That's what it's going to be. There are no lawyers involved in that. Civil court, yeah, there is going to be judge. You have to have a lawyer involved in that, but not in that. No, just bring yourself. And if you decide you want to ignore it and you don't want to show up, it doesn't make a difference either way. So either way, you got to pay me. But at least it shows that you did make an effort to try to show up. It shows you made an effort. So it means anytime we walk into a courtroom, we can use that against you by saying, "Look, Your Honor, we sued this guy. This is the kind of money we got out of him. He lost his court case. He didn't even show up." That's going to make you look bad. So show up. Show your face. Be a man at the end of the day and show your face. And then you show your face 3 more times after that. And when we go, now keep in mind, when the criminal charges are pressed against you, I would strongly advise you to show up, because that's what they call the bench warrant. You don't want one of those. These people will come to your house. I don't care where you're at. Officers will come to your house. It could be a traffic light stop. It could be anything. Come down to your job, whatever. They don't care. They're going to put some bracelets on you, and they're going to escort you out the door until the car with flashing lights, and they're going to woo you away. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to sit into the bullpen, or wherever you guys got there in California. Chances are it's probably the bullpen, and you're sitting there ready for processing. And they have to decide whether or not, in that particular situation, you're going to be able to get that bail money up, or basically just going to process you and send you up somewhere until it's time for you to go to court. You don't want that. Whew, man. Not a good year. All right, people, I'm trying to be, way too much shouting on this. All right, Jamie. Like I said before, you're creepy, you're racist, and you're weird. And there's something really, really wrong with you. There really is today. And you are so cringy, it's not even funny. I wouldn't dare, and I would warn any customer never to slide any form of credit card information. Don't even let this joker know where you live at. Because again, if you have a problem with this individual, you think he's going to treat, no, he's not. He's going to treat you like trash. And you've seen from the customers that one guy did all the memes on him, was very upset by him, by the way he treated him. And in that comment he wrote, he said you was a racist. And I believe that because, again, I've seen you do this stuff. It's in our emails. It's all littered throughout our emails. You have really sick, demented, twisted problems. And then even at that, man, you did it in Instagram. You made literally, we have a fake account. This guy went in and made a fake account of our company and went in and started getting up slandering and cursing people out. And there, because the people that were in there, you were trying to get them to turn on us, knew us at the end of the day. I knew these people. But you didn't know that we knew them. Yeah, we know these people. And you were in there carrying on with them. And the guy came in, he was so ticked off. He said, who the freak is so and so and so? I said, that's a fake account. That's so and so. I said, yeah, I know it's a fake account. I said, well, who's the guy who has a fake account? I said, that's the guy who goes by Crows1176 YouTube. You talked about that guy's kids. You talked about his wife. You talked, oh, you got nasty with this guy. Went into his account and carried on. Guy wanted to chop your head off. Those guys were ticked off. They want to know where this guy was living at. You punk hiding behind accounts. Well, I guarantee you one thing, buddy. You're going to learn a lot of things about respecting other people at the end of the day. Whatever facility they lock you up in, when it comes time to basically quit, you will learn respect in there. I guarantee you that 100%. When you're in there, you will learn respect. Coward, hiding behind fake numbers and fake email addresses. You creepy individual. There's something wrong with you. Weirdo. All right, I'm out of here. I got things to do. I got to get to work. I'm not going to be doing all of this all day. Yeah, I got things to do. We got orders we got to process for the day too, and I got to be shipping off to 2 different countries today. I got some other work I got to do. Sorry, people, but we have to bring this stuff to your attention. I don't want to talk about this in the morning. Nobody wants to talk about this crap in the morning. But, other stuff he sends to my account, we just delete it and get rid of it. We're done with it. That's it. But when your guy's sending me pictures with racial slurs attached to it, that has to be put on blast. That has to be put on notice. And you can sit back and say, oh, I'm not the type. Yes, you are that type of person, buddy. You're that type of person. Weirdo. Anyway, I don't know what's worse. The racial slurs or basically at the end of the day, the freaking creepy taking pictures from the inside of my apartment and sending them back to me. That is creepy. Oh, man. Let's get it. I got to get there. Much to do. Thank you for your time. I got to go and God bless. Creepy, creepy dude.